frustrating?
Yeah, look, I do and I don't. And the reason is I thought I should start recording this because I might get some gems out of this. So
Yeah, no, that's all good. Yeah.
look, it's one of those ones where that's why myself and Simon sort of say, at the end of the day, it's your business. And
Yeah.
if you want to do the PT toolbox items, that's completely up to you. And then that quickly for us filters out those that have aptitude, those that are diligent, and those that have the work ethic. And those are the people that, you know, will most likely go on to succeed and not be a statistic of failure. So, especially when, like, you know, if you put in the work and you do it, you end up getting results like yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just one of these people so I'm quite good at picking which bits of work I need to do and which bits I don't. So on the course I'm doing at the minute, my Cert 4, I can scroll through and be like, oh no, I know that. There's actually some stuff on there, which I don't know if you can use this or not, but there's genuinely some stuff on there that yesterday I skipped through because you guys had done it more in depth with us.
Wow. So what you're saying is the learning material from the PT mechanics course was more in depth than the Cert 3 and 4 material.
Yeah, definitely. It was about, there's a bit in there that's like, oh, is there a starting up PT, you don't need to worry about your branding. And I was like, well, that's a lie. That's a big lie, especially using Instagram and things. That's such a lie. So there was chunks that they were like, oh, it'll take an hour to do or whatever, I don't know. And I just scrolled through it and was like, number one, what you're covering is so basic, it's ridiculous. And number two, I don't actually agree with a lot of it because of what you guys have told us and then shown us through the toolbox how to implement it. I completely don't agree with what they were saying. So I was
I'm kind of surprised that they did say that. Like, I guess I'm in sort of two minds. Maybe they're just saying, look, don't worry about it. You've got to concentrate on something else. But at the same time, like I said to you guys when we were going through the branding, was that it is highly important to think about it. You know, you want to start building towards, you know, your target market and everything like that. And I was actually very, very, very clear. However, you will train everyone from the get-go because you've got expenses, you need to generate revenue. So you are going to train general population and you'll train male, female, young and old. But that doesn't mean that you can't start curating content and building towards that ideal client that you want from the get-go. There's, you know, maybe they want you to focus on other things, but you know, I have a different outlook on that. So
it was underneath marketing. It was like, so this is how you can market, but don't worry about your branding. And I was like, all right, whatever. Don't agree with that, but.
So what so just out of curiosity, so it's pretty much don't worry about don't worry about your branding. So what they're saying is don't worry about having a logo, don't worry about having like Instagram, Facebook. They're not saying to go down that path.
They were saying to use like Facebook and Instagram and things, but just to kind of, there was definitely a thing that was, I think it was in bold, that was really like, when you first start out, don't worry about branding and stuff, you won't have the money. There was no look up multiple avenues.
Sure.
Like there's other ways of doing it, or even pick a color scheme. You don't necessarily need a logo. Don't use a logo, that's fine. But pick a color scheme or something. They were just full on like, nah, do your marketing. Don't worry about anything else. You've not got the time or the money for it. And I was like, well, you get up at 5 or 6 o'clock. Yes, you do.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess my rebuttal to that is if you know the certain syllabuses, and I'm not saying that all syllabus says refers to this, but if the syllabus does say you don't have the time or money for branding, move on to marketing. My question to you, Beth, as going through the course, I showed you how to do branding and how to use Canva in under about 2 hours. What's the cost and time outlay it took you to develop your brand and learn how to start building your branding and create branding items?
Right from the off, as in the tools, color scheme picking and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly. So how long did it take you to sort of put together your brand and the cost of Canva? Like,
well, Canva's free.
Canva is free. Canva is free.
And the stuff that you taught us to begin with was also free.
Yep.
Now I'm just going to throw that out there. And the toolbox was also free. And then time-wise, including the Zoom call with everybody, it probably took me 3, maybe 4 hours max. That's like the far end of me. So we did the call, went through the toolbox, and then played around on Canva. That's not creating like my offers and things like that, but picking my color scheme, doing my logo. I think the hardest thing about my logo was picking which little stick person I wanted, which was a lot quicker. It
Yeah,
was a
exactly.
color. I was like, where do I want his arms to be? That was it.
So, so basically, what you're saying is that with a statement, don't worry about your branding. You don't have time and you don't have the money for it. Basically, you did it all for free, and you did it all for 4 hours. And for someone that has seen your branding, and I do know what your target market is and where you want to sort of market into. It hits the nail on the head. The colors, the branding, the logo, the vibe, the feel. It is like on point. It is very, very on point. So so that's why I can see why you didn't agree with that statement. 4 hours and you're looking professional and you're up and running. So that's fantastic to hear.
I think it's crucial as well, and that's something that. So you and Simon don't stay in the course, but since doing the course and working out my branding was really important to me. So as I keep saying, it's built my confidence, but the branding built my confidence because it makes me feel like I belong there. So although it's only myself, which sounds ridiculous, but it's something that I own, it's mine. And that's how that's built my confidence in terms of being like, no, I know I look professional. And even if it doesn't look professional, it's something that I want to stand by, if that makes sense.
Has it given you sort of that sense of I have my own identity now within this space?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's kind of what, that's definitely what I was lacking, is going into. So the PT course does this whole, however many people pass this course a year. And you're like, oh, Jesus, I'm going to be one of, I don't know, 100 million or something. Not quite that many. But it's a bit like, oh, okay. But then doing the course with you guys has kind of, it's given me that stepping stone, not even stepping stone, like the foundation of being like, oh no, I do belong here and here's why. And it shows you that, just that level of boom. You don't get the boom from anything else. you enter in and you're like, oh God, this is awkward. Whereas you lot were like, right, this is how you brand it. This is how you offer it. This is how you package it. This is how many leads you need. Go. And it's like, okay, yeah, we can do this. It's possible.
Let's get going. Yeah. Love it. So cool. Look, what I'm going to do is I love that I recorded that little segment there. I'm even going to